Presiding over today's inauguration is Doug Harbach, member of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees.
Please be seated. Distinguished and honored guests, Chairwoman Shapira of the Board of Governors, Chancellor Greenstein, fellow trustees, state system presidents, university administrators, faculty, staff, delegates, and most important, our students, the investiture of Dr. Charles E. Patterson as the 18th president of Shippensburg University is hereby convened. It's my honor to preside over today's historic ceremony and be among so many persons that love this university. Please stand for the presentation of colors by the Raider ROTC Battalion Color Guard and the singing of our national anthem by the university's concert choir. At its conclusion, please remain standing for the invocation. Please welcome the Raider Color Guard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red red, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Those who wish, please join me in the invocation. Author of life, we gather today, expectant to mark and celebrate a new beginning in the life of Shippensburg University, as Dr. Patterson is inaugurated as our 18th president. We call down your spirit of life and hope on this time of celebration. Open our hearts and minds to the new possibilities and vision. May Dr. Patterson come to know the joy of living and working in a community dedicated to enlightenment and empowerment. May he feel the pride of extending the rich history and tradition of our university through his wisdom and guidance. May he see those who graduate from Shipp never really leaving here. They are merely extending its boundaries and broadening the ripples of influence this university has already made in the world. We ask that he be strengthened and guide him and his leadership teams to direct and guide us during good and challenging times. We offer these intentions with a spirit of joy and gratitude. Amen.
That, by the way, was the Reverend Jan Bai of our United Campus Ministries. Thank you, Reverend Bai. We now will hear from Toni Markowski. She is Vice Chair of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees, to bring greetings.
Please be seated. Good morning, SHIP, friends of SHIP, and distinguished guests. As Doug said, I'm Toni Marchowski, Vice Chair of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees. I stand before you today as a proud SHIP alumna. SHIP holds a very special place in my heart. I met my husband here, made lifelong friends, and gained valuable mentors. SHIP has provided me with so many personal and professional opportunities. That is why I am so honored to have the opportunity to officially welcome all of you to the investiture of the 18th president of Shippensburg University, Dr. Charles E. Patterson. An investiture steeped in tradition and rich in pageantry is a significant ceremony in higher education. It has a twofold purpose: to present the new president in formal convocation to the public, and to permit the university to reaffirm its commitment to its primary goal of advancing the excellence of the institution in all of its endeavors. For 151 years, Shippensburg University has been unremitting in its efforts to provide quality educational programs and services, and it has not wavered from that objective in preparing its students for the opportunities and demands that lie ahead. The needs of society are evolving at a rapidly changing pace. The resulting challenges that are confronting the university require the talents and energies of its staff and students to a greater extent than ever before. The emergence and the changing nature of academic disciplines and the demands of a global marketplace of ideas, thought, and commerce require our serious attention. These and other concerns must, however, be tempered by the need to maintain a substantive base in humanistic education and a commitment to the liberal arts. These are auspicious times for great accomplishments, and we have every expectation that Shippensburg University will provide the leadership in advancing this institution to the highest levels of excellence and quality. Thank you again for attending this investiture of Dr. Charles E. Patterson to Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Toni. Thanks for everything that you do for the university, too. Before we begin, please let me introduce our platform party, many of whom will bring greetings during the program. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. First, to my right is Steve Bucher of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Shippensburg Mayor Kathy Coy, Kennedy Holt, the Student Government President, Lori Smith, Shippensburg State College and University Professional Association President, Steve Thomas, Shippensburg University's Alumni Association Board of Directors President-elect, Rangeline DeJesus, Student Trustee. As you've met, Toni Marchowski, the Vice Chair of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees, Drew Alosi, the Chair of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees, and Dr. Cynthia Shapira, Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education Board of Governors Chairwoman. To my left are Diane McNichols, the Mace Bearer and Professor of Mathematics. You guys can all wave whenever you do this. Skylar Walder, the President's Watchkeepers member and student representative of the State System of Board of Governors, excuse me. Reverend Jan Bai, who you've also met, our United Campus Ministries. Aaron Dobbs, Shippensburg University Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculty's Chapter President. Dr. Leslie Fulmer Clinton, Shippensburg University Foundation President and CEO. Some familiar faces: Dr. Jody Harpster, the 16th President of Shippensburg University. Lieutenant General Leslie Smith, U.S. Army retired. Dr. Anthony Sedia, Shippensburg University President Emeritus and the 14th President of Shippensburg University. Dr. Dan Greenstein, Chancellor of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education, and of course the man of the hour, Charles Patterson, the 18th President of Shippensburg University. We also want to acknowledge the good wishes conveyed by more than 100 individuals who are seated right here in the center section. When I announce each group represented, I ask that they stand and be recognized. You may wildly applause as much as you'd like. First, very honored to announce there are members of Dr. Charles E. Patterson's beloved family and friends. Please stand. Next are my fellow members of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees, some that are here and some seated right down here. Please stand and be recognized. After them are colleague presidents and Board of Governors members from the state system. Thank you for being here. Please stand. Following them, the Shippensburg University administration. Great administration, please stand and be recognized. Next, are current and retired faculty members of this great school, Shippensburg University. Please stand up and be recognized. And finally, the delegates who represent academic institutions from throughout the nation, please join me also in a round of applause for those who are here today. As a point of personal privilege, I'd like to direct your attention to page 9 of today's inaugural program. I also had the privilege of serving as chair of the Presidential Search Committee. So in the program, the names of the members of that Presidential Search Committee, some of whom are also participating in today's ceremony, are listed. The Shippensburg family is indebted to these dedicated individuals who undertook the important task of the presidential selection process. I want to extend my personal appreciation also for all the remarkable talents and insights that each member of the committee brought to the table throughout the search process. They know the types of great in-depth conversations that we had there about this university and our love for it. And I ask that members of the Presidential Search Committee please stand. I call to your attention also that on the stage there are 19 flags of other countries and other states. They represent the states or country from which we currently have students enrolled. That's remarkable. The flags show the diversity of our students and our commitment to that philosophy. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce those who are here today to extend official greetings to President Patterson on this occasion of his investiture as president of Shippensburg University. You know, our new president always stresses that the core of this university and this institution is its students. So fittingly, I call upon Kennedy Holt to extend greetings on behalf of the students.
Hello, everyone. I wrote a little something on behalf of Student Government Association for President Patterson. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came into it. James Baldwin. My first encounter with President Patterson was during the summer of 2021. We met during the Bridging the Gap for the Rep 4 Educational Conference. Throughout my short time of knowing President Patterson and engaging in conversation with him, I have come to know a man who honors his family, his faith, and values his campus community. Moreover, I have come to know an individual who will randomly ensure that students have the ability to directly contact him by giving us his personal cell phone number. It was here that I realized Mr. Patterson possessed the qualities of a leader. He was personable, shared a willingness to listen to those around him, and allowed a cultivated environment of nurture and encouragement. President Patterson, throughout your service, may you lead with integrity, humility, community, and an open mind, whilst remaining mindful of your vision as you progress forward, in which is reflective of the morals, values, and principles of not only this university, but also that of yourself. Unfortunately, we have allowed ourselves to become complacent surrounding the idealism or stereotype and a culture of an us versus them system. President, with your leadership and the integration of campus community and power, may we as one dismantle these systems, otherwise we are just as complicit. Diversity is an integral part of all of humanity. May you foster a creative environment for both that of yourself, faculty, and students. For this allows a prosperous future of what can be, removing ourselves from barriers, perception ideologies, and institutionalized concepts which have for far too long instructed practices and instilled fear amongst those of our nation. Fear can be commodified and makes currency. President Patterson, we can either allow fear to stall us or drive us. I believe you have chosen today to allow your fear to drive you and your faith to guide you throughout the uncertainties and becoming of this momentous position. President Patterson, may you sow the paths of unity and not division, seeking cultural understanding, inclusive perspectives, and commonalities amongst those in whom which you are serving. Moreover, as a collective, may we all work together in ensuring the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion, for it is the very foundational principles of who we are. May you be actionable within your steps and promises, not that of performative allyship, but rather authentic allyship, followed by actionable steps. For surely one's inactions can have the potential of gravely impacting those who will come after them. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't allow what's happening around you to conflict and weigh you down. Rather, may you allow it to be a time of self-reflection, igniting positive and impactful change. President Patterson, we must not allow our trials to intimidate us, but rather to inspire us. Moreover, as those in power, may our advocacy, strength, and liberation for all know no bounds. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seats of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruits in its season, and its leaf does not wither, and all that he does, he prospers. Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 and 3. Congratulations on being appointed this honorable position. May you carry it with grace, intentionality, accountability, and respect. Again, congratulations, President Patterson. May this be a very blessed and prosperous journey for you. Go Raiders. Thank you.
Thanks, Kennedy. And also, a sincere thanks also to every student that gets involved in student government. I know those who had been involved in that have said it's a lifelong experience that they carried in to their professional walks of life. Next, I'm going to ask Professor Aaron Dobbs to extend greetings on behalf of the faculty.
Students and alumni, Dr. and Mrs. Patterson, university trustees, honored guests and emeriti, faculty, staff, students, Shippensburg community members, it's really great to see you here today in this good and challenging time in the life of the university. Dr. Patterson, on behalf of over 350 faculty and coaches in the APSCUF bargaining unit, welcome to your presidency at Shippensburg University. Most of the faculty have been here at least a decade, with many of us in our third and fourth decades at SHIP. Fun fact, More than half the faculty remember Dr. Sedia as our president. So be encouraged when faculty and coaches collaboratively and individually have and share strong opinions informed by experience, education, and concern about our course and our heading as we steer ship into our shared future. We have invested our personal lives in Shippensburg University, and we are focused on the future successes of our students. Student success depends on availability, courses, mentorship, research partnership, camaraderie, a rich personal connection between students and faculty in educational settings, and between student athletes and their coaches in practice and on the field. We also look forward to your investment in us and investment in the people who are closely involved in the daily lives of our students. This is investment that SHIP needs to innovate fresh opportunities, to develop student-focused, responsive, relevant, and regionally beneficial educational programs and experiences. SHIP appreciates you as president. We appreciate you as the SHIP champion, the champion for SHIP, a champion who prioritizes our SHIP student needs, SHIP student experience, and especially SHIP students' academic success. Congratulations, President Patterson, as we look forward to a shared continuing success as we navigate the storms that are upon us and as we prepare for those over the horizon. Thank you, and let's go, SHIP!
Thank you, Aaron. Steve Booker is going to, I just want to say this, though. I not only want to thank you, but I also want to thank, all the state system's best faculty for being here today. I'll applaud them again. And Dr. Sedia beforehand said that he always has my transcript to hold over my head should I get out of line. So I just want to say to some of the retired faculty, while I'm happy to have you here, I think some of you undergraded me. So can we still change the transcripts? Is it too late? We can do that. Okay, I'll see some of you afterwards. So now I'd also next like to invite Steve Booker. He's going to send greetings on behalf of the AFSCME Union.
Good morning, President Patterson, honored guests, faculty, staff, students, family, and friends. Congratulations, President Patterson, and thank you for accepting the leadership of our great institution. I am honored to represent our AFSCME Local 2354 on this momentous day of your inauguration. What truly makes Shippensburg University great are the people, including our over 5,100 remarkable students, our tens of thousands of successful alumni, and the over 700 dedicated people who are employed here on campus. As employees at SHIP, we have one overarching goal: the success and well-being of our students. We all support and work to achieve this goal, no matter what position we hold. President Patterson, since the day you and the First Lady arrived at Shippensburg, it has been clear to see that you both really care about the students. Your interactions with them are true and genuine, and as a parent of a student, I really appreciate that. When I think of Shippensburg University, the first word that comes to mind is family. We have numerous SHIP students, alumni, and employees in our family, but beyond that, I have always felt like I am amongst family here on campus, like I'm at home. Shippensburg University is near and dear to me, and I feel blessed to be a part of the SHIP family. My hope is that the Patterson family feels the same way. Shippensburg University is proud to be a part of this wonderful community nestled here in the beautiful Cumberland Valley. It is great to see the supportive relationship between the university and the community continue to grow. Both the university and the surrounding region benefit tremendously from our healthy relationship. As we look to the future with excitement and optimism, the people of AFSCME Local 2354 are here to support you, President Patterson, and your efforts to make Shippensburg University the best it can be for the advancement of our students. Congratulations, President Patterson, and best wishes for great success as the 18th president of Shippensburg University.
Thank you, Steve. We are an educational institution, but it cannot run without all the support staff, like Steve, and then also others. And I'm going to, on that note, welcome Lori Smith, who's going to extend greetings on behalf of the State College University's Professional Association.
Greetings from the State College and University Professional Association. On behalf of my colleagues, we are excited to witness this historic occasion. Inaugurating a university president affords us the opportunity to come together and celebrate a place we love, and to showcase our SHIP family of dedicated staff, our talented faculty, and our alumni and friends that are so very generous with their time, their knowledge, and their resources. Here at SHIP, we talk a lot about words that end in ship: leadership, partnership, mentorship. The individual we are here today to recognize as our 18th president of Shippensburg University has shown and continues to be a champion for supporting mentorship to our students, for encouraging leadership within the student body and staff cohorts, and for forging partnership with the campus, the community, and the Alumni Association. We look forward to supporting you in your vision for Shippensburg University and are excited to work together to enhance the quality of a SHIP education and experiences for our students and alumni as you guide Shippensburg University with an eye to the future. On behalf of the SCUPA Staff Union, I am honored to officially welcome you, Dr. Patterson, to our SHIP family. May you have the vision, the integrity, and the stamina to continue your journey of excellence in showcasing Shippensburg University as the premier public university meeting the needs of South Central Pennsylvania. Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you, Lori. And also, that is the person, if you want to get more involved in Alumni Matters, that's the person to see. She's doing a great job with our alumni group and has many events that you guys can participate in. So please, if you're alumni, take advantage of that. So when I was sitting up here, once in a while I crossed my legs. I know some of you probably were looking and were like, wow, he really has great socks. It's right here, okay, in case you didn't see those, okay? Now, why does Doug want to show his socks? Well, it's because of our next speaker, believe it or not. Every year, over the last number of years, if you have gotten to contribute at a certain time of the year, you get your new socks every year for Shippensburg University on behalf of the University Foundation. So I want to extend greetings on behalf to Dr. Leslie Fulmer Clinton coming here for her work with the foundation, because candidly, it is the flagship fundraising organization in the state system. And I ask her to the podium to talk about socks and give greetings.
You read that very well, thank you. Board of Governors Chair Shapira, Chancellor Greenstein, President Patterson, platform, party, and invited guests. 40 years ago, I was fortunate to represent the Undergraduate Student Association as its president and offer remarks during the inauguration of another SHIP president when we were known then as Shippensburg State College. Here we are today, both sharing the same stage for the inauguration of the 18th president of Shippensburg University. I know I have not changed a bit. I'm still 5 feet 4 inches tall. And while I haven't changed, the challenges confronting higher education institutions like SU have changed, and so has the world our students must be prepared to navigate. So this is why I was honored to represent the Shippensburg University Foundation as a Presidential Search Committee member. Our choice of Charles Patterson is an individual who brings proven skills and the temperament to lead this institution in these times. As co-chair of the President's Inauguration Steering Committee, I note that an inauguration is one of those rare times. This allows us to pause and reflect on over 150 years of service to this region and to the thousands of students whose lives have been so positively impacted from their time here. It is a time as well to recommit ourselves to keeping this institution vital for the next 150 years. Our 45-year-old Shippensburg University Foundation, which comprises a small staff but many volunteers and donors, in turn commits to do our level best to support the needs of the students and the faculty through private charitable giving. President Charles Patterson demonstrated his ability to share his vision with donors, as, for example, he did this past year regarding our School of Engineering as interim president, Patterson. His vision resonated with Milton and Doreen Morgan, and when Dr. Patterson was chosen to be the permanent president, Milt and Doreen Morgan graciously made a significant and truly transformational investment in Shippensburg University. The Morgans' gift and President Patterson's vision will have an immediate and lasting impact on the lives of SHIP's engineering students and meet a growing talent need in our region's economy. The Shippensburg University Foundation's Board of Directors, many of whom are here with us today, under the leadership of Board Chair Joel Zollinger, and our employees remain committed to this unique partnership. We welcome you, Dr. Charles Patterson, our university's 18th president, and your lively and equally committed spouse and partner, Colleen. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Fellow class member of the class of 1982, greatest class in the history of Shippensburg, right? Right? Okay, thank you. Need some affirmation once in a while, you know, I'm a male. Next, I'd like to ask, we talked about alumni before, and I'd like to ask Steve Thomas. He's going to come forward and extend greetings on behalf of the Alumni Association.
Good morning, and the answer is yes, it is hot up here. So, on behalf of the current Alumni Association Board of Directors President, Paula Alcock, who could unfortunately not be here today, I'm honored to participate in and celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Charles Patterson and First Lady Colleen Patterson as the 18th President of Shippensburg University. For those of you who I have not met yet, my name is Steve Thomas. I currently serve as the President-elect of the Alumni Association. I'm a 2004 graduate with programs in geography and history, and I'm actually currently enrolled as a Master of Public Administration student, so that makes this day that much more exciting. I first had the opportunity to meet Dr. Patterson and his lovely wife, Colleen, in April of 2021 in the Mark Room of Old Main. Right from that initial meeting, the Executive Board of the Alumni Association collectively knew that Dr. Patterson could be the right fit to lead Shippensburg. That day, we discussed COVID, academics, the PASHE system, and whether or not Kreiner or Reasoner is the better dining hall. And by the way, it's the finer diner Kreiner. Right away, my first impression of Dr. Patterson and First Lady was that they exhibited a genuine kindness and true caring nature. Dr. Patterson portrayed a confident yet quiet leadership, and I could tell that we would make an amazing team moving forward with Shippensburg. One of the other evident aspects of the relationship was that we wouldn't be just getting an interim president at the time, we were getting a husband and wife team who would both were developing a passion for Shippensburg. As we left that meeting, my fellow board members and I all agreed that there was a great connection and that we were cautiously optimistic. You need to understand, too, that a lot of the future of a university rests in the president's hands. And I really doubt that there's any group here more dedicated to Shippensburg and more passionate about it than my fellow alumni board members and I, which means we're also its toughest critics. I'm excited to say that over the last 18 months, my fellow alumni and I've had the joy of watching Dr. Patterson and his wife immerse themselves into Shippensburg University and truly become part of the Ship family. For those of you around campus for any length of time, there is no doubt that you've seen them out and about engaging with students, faculty, alumni, visitors, and the local community. And I will say, for the record, they both look really good in blue and red. Dr. Patterson has continued to shape, refine, and articulate his vision for the university, and the Alumni Association supports and is eager to play a role in implementing that vision. Everyone in this room needs to understand that Shippensburg University will face a number of challenges over the coming years. However, my fellow board members and I are confident in Dr. Patterson's ability to lead Ship into and through whatever storms may befall us. But likewise, we're enthusiastic about all of the wonderful opportunities that lie ahead of us and the value that can be brought to Shippensburg. I know I speak for all of the board when I can't say that we can't wait to spend more time with Dr. Patterson and his wife. And I am going to do something I told my wife I wasn't going to do, but since Doug did it first, I wore my socks from the very first time that I met Dr. Patterson. So Leslie, we need to get caught up and get President Patterson a roll of socks here. Excellent. Okay. So on behalf of all the Alumni Association Board President Paula Alcock, and alumni all over the state, the country, and the world, I would like to offer my sincerest congratulations and welcome to Dr. Charles Patterson and First Lady Colleen Patterson. Welcome.
All that advertising, you don't blow that sock fundraiser out of the water in the next year, and there's not much more we can do. So, okay. So I've noticed recently that, we always have this town-gown relationship, and I've seen that it's grown a lot stronger over the last number of years, and in large part because of our next speaker. And I want to personally thank Mayor Kathy Coy for all her efforts in that area and ask her to come to the podium to extend greetings on behalf of the Shippensburg community.
Good morning, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share a few words with you. Today, we embrace a special celebration, making the beginning leadoff to the university's 18th president, Dr. Charles Patterson, a man of good community and family values. I've had the pleasure to talk with Dr. Patterson multiple times over the past 2 years as interim and as president, and I'm very excited to know that we have a person of his caliber representing Shippensburg University. As leaders, we both share common goals for the university, community, and for the Shippensburg community by strengthening communications, focusing on sustainability, and increasing economic development and growth. Well, there's a slight difference would be that he gets paid and I do not. Shippensburg University has been in my family tree for over 4 generations as employees and as university graduates. We go as far back as the early 1900s. I myself retired at the end of 2013. I hold a deep pride for this campus and its student population. Many memories of the university come from my 30 years of employment in the library, working closely with administration, staff, faculty, and students. My career at the university was a huge learning experience, much like our students. The skills and connection that I embraced during my years of service opened many opportunities for me both at work and in the public sector. The passion that I feel for this university was instilled in me by those that I worked closely with throughout the years of my service. And I share that same passion freely among our community every available chance that I get. As mayor, I attend many community meetings and have many have SU representation and/or is supported by the university in some way. The endless amount of community shared service within our town by the university is overwhelming and unfortunately sometimes unseen, but they are there, grant writing, fundraising, supporting programs. It's truly amazing. All this stems from community engagement that is so willingly shared among this university. Nothing could be more important to the region's future than the task of working together. Dr. Patterson and Colleen has already shared those family and community values during the conversations and through their actions. I have every confidence that together, we, the Shippensburg community, the Shippensburg University administration, students, faculty, and staff will all participate in leading the way to new endeavors for this community as a whole. It is and will be an honor to walk with you, Dr. Patterson, through your journey at Shippensburg University. Thank you.
A number of years ago, I also had the privilege of serving on another presidential search committee, and the result of that one was to name our 16th president of Shippensburg University. That individual is here today, Dr. Jody Harpster, and I asked him to come to the podium for greetings on behalf of Shippensburg University presidents past. Oh, and by the way, there's a script here, so I think he's going to stick to it. Right, Jody? No, okay.
Oh, good. A little aside there, excuse me. Good morning, everyone. President Patterson, distinguished members of the Platform Party, honored guests, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends of SHIP. Charles, I'm honored to have this opportunity to publicly congratulate you and officially welcome you to the presidency of Shippensburg University and to the SHIP family. I've been associated with the university for over 25 years as both an administrator and a student. I've known and worked directly with Presidents Hikas, Sievers, Sedia, Rood, Carter, and now you. I've watched and participated as SHIP grew and successfully expanded and enhanced its academic programs and community and regional engagement. I can assure you this is a great institution with excellent staff, administrators and faculty, and outstanding student body, and deeply committed and generous alumni. The town of Shippensburg is a wonderful place to live and work, and the community officials and business leaders and religious leaders are superb partners with us. I believe, Mr. President, that you have a winning combination of resources and support at your disposal to continue to move this institution forward in very positive directions. My wife Leslie and I wish both you and Colleen much success, satisfaction, and happiness as the 18th President and First Lady of Shippensburg University. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you.
There, he kept to the script, right, Leslie? He did good. No, he wasn't. She wasn't listening. Best joke of the day. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Harpster. It's a privilege to have you up here. It's always great to see you back on this stage. Ranji DeJesus is the latest in a great legacy of student trustees that we've had at Shippensburg University, and I ask her to the podium to send greetings.
Greetings, and thank you all for joining us today on this historic day as we inaugurate our 18th president. And I hope that you all from the audience feel the same excitement that I feel on this very special day. When thinking about what to say today, all I could think about was my first time meeting President Patterson. It was a little unorthodox. I met him in our local Walmart the summer before my sophomore year, and I abruptly stopped him and introduced myself as I recognized him from the email announcing his arrival as our interim president. And he gave me a fist bump. Months later, I began to cater at the Martin House quite frequently. There, President Patterson and Mrs. Patterson got to know me and the rest of my catering team very well. They always warmly welcomed us and made us feel more than just workers in their home. Months after that, I became his boss, as he likes to say. Throughout my time knowing President Patterson, I've learned two things about him. One is that President Patterson leads from the heart. From engaging with me when I could have been perceived as just a caterer, to attending any and as many student-led events as possible, and from getting dunked in a dunk tank and taking pies to the face, he brings a genuine care and a fresh new interest in student engagement that this campus really needed to reestablish a sense of connection. Two, President Patterson is a leader who is okay with being led. He understands that there are multiple components to making the ship sail, that there are from communicating transparently with the trustees to act in the best interest of the ship, and listening carefully to the concerns of students, administration, faculty, and staff to create the necessary changes that make Shippensburg University a leading institution in our ever-evolving world. It is an immense honor and with immense gratitude that Shippensburg University inaugurates not just an 18th president with these qualities, but a first lady who expresses an abundance of compassion and engagement with campus life as well. Thank you for all you have done and will continue to do with the ship. Knowing the uncertainties with the term interim can bring, I'd like to take away any uncertainties and officially welcome you home. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Next, my honor to introduce my good friend, Drew Alosi, who will extend greetings on behalf of our Council of Trustees.
Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, and members of the Shippensburg community. To my colleagues on the Council of Trustees, it truly is an incredible honor to serve alongside of you. You truly are dedicated servants of Shippensburg University, and I deeply appreciate all you do. As I look around this room, I see people who hold this university in their hearts, others who have given their life's work to its success, and of course, those who work for its future. Generations of dedicated individuals have given their time, talents, and philanthropy to this institution, bringing us here today. I would like to point out three special guests, previous chair Ken Shoemaker, previous chair Mike Ross, and Mrs. Joanne Coy, wife of Chairman Jeff Coy. Previous Chairman Jeff Coy was a teacher to many of us. He spoke on this very stage of the unique relationship that exists between the Council of Trustees and the university president. 11 of us come together working collaboratively to provide advice and counsel to the university president. It is a relationship built on trust, understanding, and purposeful effort to advance our ship forward into the years ahead. As Jeff stated, it's important we like each other. Well, we like you, Charles. But we really like Colleen. Charles, you are not only the president, you are also a caretaker of the institution today, of its rich history, and our path forward. You are our guide to the future and lead us with thoughtful direction and conversation, along with cooperative efforts among our ship family. Your leadership challenges all of us to push beyond what is comfortable and embrace innovative ways to advance our institutional goals and objectives to a future of growth and success. We all witnessed Charles' work to deepen and expand collaborative relationships with business, industry, and community partners. His all-hands approach further builds and the ambition and motivation it takes to inspire faculty, staff, and further build on a vision of imagine, inspire, and impact. Your continued outreach to the Shippensburg community is intentional, building bridges to broaden the reach of resources, advancing the entire community. Frankly speaking, Charles' pause button doesn't work. His drive and grit propel us. For you, Aiden, you get something very special. You have witnessed and will witness your mom and dad do amazing things for Shippensburg University and the Shippensburg community. They are a team in lockstep, together supporting you, each other, and since the day they arrived, Shippensburg University and the Shippensburg community. I'm delighted that today everyone here in this room can tell you, your mom and your dad, welcome home.
Thank you, Drew. And thanks also for bringing up the name of Jeff Coy, who, if you remember 4 years ago, in the midst of great illness, he insisted on being here in a wheelchair so he could come out here and address the people that came for the last inauguration. An extremely brave person for doing that, and this building is here in large part because of the efforts of Jeff when he was our state legislator and, of course, an alumnus. Another of our amazing students is here today to come to the podium, and that's Skylar Walder. She's going to extend her greetings on behalf of Watchkeepers, the President's Student Advisory Board, as well as she is a member of the Board of Governors, where she serves as the student representative. Skylar?
Good morning, everyone. How are we? Yeah, okay, good. President Patterson, congratulations on this new milestone. It is an honor to be standing up here with you to deliver this message about the impact you have on this campus. So when I became a Watchkeeper, President Patterson gave us, let me find it, these coins. Yeah, it's fancy coins. And I've found that he has a thing for coins now, I think. Yeah? Yeah, okay. So I was reminded today, actually this morning, about the purpose he gave for why he gave us these coins. I always think about the bat signal kind of thing, but they were our challenge coins, and I'll get to why. So Watchkeeper started as small conversations amongst student leaders and has grown to a team of individuals who strive to make SHIP a stronger campus and community. And with President Patterson steering the ship, students like me have the chance to work closely with the boss to contribute to our overall success. We discuss campus issues and what students need, and President Patterson steps in to share his guidance and assurance that these topics are being heard. And as an institution of learning, I know we look forward to learning from you and with you. You truly have made an impact on this campus already, and we are honored to celebrate this moment with you. Colleen, oh, there you are. Colleen, the family, we are all very excited to sail this exciting chapter with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Skylar. We are so pleased today to have Dr. Cynthia Shapira. She's chairwoman of the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, and I ask her next to the podium to extend greetings on behalf of the state system.
Thank you, Doug, so much. First, two takeaways that I have to share with you. First of all, it is totally worth writing a check to the foundation for those socks. No question about it. And secondly, I think we have an opportunity, as we're trying to build our credentialing program, for Doug to endow and teach one in Toastmastering, right? It is truly my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors to you today, and it's such a wonderful day, inside and out. In my role as chair of the board, I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to participate in celebrations such as this. In fact, it's truly the most joyous and wonderful thing that I do. And this is really a celebration in so many ways. Of course, we're here to mark the inauguration of President Patterson, but in doing so, we're celebrating really all of the students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends who make this university what it is. We are celebrating all of you, and I am so honored to be here today to partake in it. Now, you might have heard that the state system is undergoing a significant redesign. And in doing so, we seek nothing less than to be the template for 21st century public higher education in the country. And our top priority in this effort is ensuring student success, to do everything that we can to be as accessible and affordable as possible for students to come in, obtain a degree, and get started on a great career or their next step in higher education. That benefits everyone, including the Commonwealth. We are preparing our students to be Pennsylvania's next generation of leaders, thinkers, and creators, guiding our Commonwealth into the future. And Shippensburg plays a critically important role in that effort. SHIP has a long history of academic excellence, one that has helped tens of thousands of alumni find their paths to the future. And because of the continuing commitment of SHIP's students and faculty and staff, and with the leadership of President Patterson, we have every confidence that Shippensburg University is charting a course that will ensure that it is here to serve this community and the Commonwealth far into the future. President Patterson, we are so grateful for your leadership as you guide this great institution, and we, the Board of Governors, stand ready to support you and the entire SHIP family in any way we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cynthia. Does that gig pay that you're asking me to do? Not so.
No, in fact, you have to pay to get it.
I have to pay to get it. Isn't that what everything is? Pay to get it. That's okay. That's okay. I now have the honor of introducing speakers who Dr. Patterson has invited to address us. The first one, I don't even know how to embellish an introduction for this gentleman, that when you hear Shippensburg, many of us have been here for decades, you think of Tony Sedia. He is the longest serving president in Shippensburg University history. Dr. Sedia has an impressive resume as an authority on leadership and has served in regional and national leadership roles. President Emeritus Sedia has been incredibly generous with his time and his advice to Dr. Patterson. Not only has he been a source of knowledge about the history of the university, but he's also been very, very supportive of Dr. Patterson as he faces the challenges of today's higher education landscape. So today, as we look forward to a new era in the life of the university, it is appropriate to remember the rich history and to hear it from Dr. Sedia, who brings a unique perspective, having served at the helm for 24 years. Please welcome President Emeritus Tony Sedia.
Thank you. I'm just glad that the foundation fundraiser was not about boxer shots. We would have had a couple of interesting scenes up here this morning. This is a special time of year. Thanksgiving is approaching. Christmas isn't far behind. Like many of you, our family gathers during these two holidays. And now, with grandchildren and others, it's an extended family like many of you experience. It's a time when we not only celebrate the holidays, but we share stories, history, what makes the family so special. Let me share a couple of stories about this place we affectionately call Ship and love very dearly. Back a couple of decades ago, a young woman from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, arrives on this campus, interested in teaching. She couldn't have chose a better place. She starts to navigate through her undergraduate years, finally settles on being an English major, and she wants to teach in the high schools. She starts her professional career in Pennsylvania, then moves to the state of New Hampshire. Some years later, she leaves the classroom and gets engaged in politics. Shortly after that, she gets elected governor of New Hampshire and later a U.S. senator. Jean Shaheen. You frequently see her on television talking about not just politics, but the future of our country. A Shippensburg University graduate. The second story is a young man who comes from Everett, Pennsylvania. The product of an abused father, he enters this institution with a lot of self-doubt and pent-up hostility. Doesn't quite know what he wants to do. He gets involved in writing, mentored by members of the English department. And as a young undergraduate, he enters the Atlantic Magazine writing contest for college and university students. Students from all over the country entered this contest. Lo and behold, this young man from Everett, Pennsylvania, wins the first prize. He graduates from Shippensburg University and goes on to be one of the most prolific fiction writers in the history of the world, Dean Koontz. The third story is about a young man from the inner city of Baltimore who makes his way to Shippensburg University via a prep school because he needs some academic work. He gets passed over by several larger universities who are looking for football talent. He comes to Ship, gets the help and support he needs from faculty, plays football for 4 years, earns All-American honors, but more importantly, he graduates. He goes on and becomes a star for the Chicago Bears and then spends over 10 years as a member of the Green Bay Packers. He retires from football and becomes the Director of Player and Development for Green Bay. He now serves as the Associate Head Coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Rob is a great guy, and Shippensburg made the difference for him. These three stories, Rob Davis, Dean Koontz, and Jean Shaheen, represent just a small amount of the success that our alumni have had as they traversed this institution and went on to make their way in life. For over 150 years, we have been and continue to be the People's College. The presidents from the other PASHI institutions can say the same thing. We are the place where magic happens. That's what makes this place so special. That's why people support it. We have come to love this university because of the way it nurtures aspirational behavior among our students. Now, it just doesn't happen by magic. The magic is really the people behind the scenes. First and foremost, the faculty, who have the longest period of engagement with our students. Many of the alumni in this auditorium today could identify a faculty member or two that's made a difference. In my own family, my son went away to go to school, came back here to get an education. And if it wasn't for some of the faculty who roasted him up a little bit, he would never have made it through. One of them's on this stage today, Diane McNichols. As I affectionately told her beforehand, the boot in the rear she gave my son Michael was much needed. But I couldn't have been prouder a number of years ago to be invited to the University of Illinois to participate in my son's hooding when he received his PhD. It all started here for him, like so many. The faculty, the staff, the alumni, the community, and not last, certainly not least, the administration, all engaged and working together. It's almost like watching one of the internationally best-known orchestras and watching a conductor bring the best out of the musicians. Today, we're part of a ritual which dates back hundreds of years, where a college or a university recognizes its new leader, shares the new leader with the community beyond just the walls of the campus. Charles Patterson steps in as the new conductor, the 18th president of Shippensburg University. He does have very special talents. His background is full of success. But more importantly, he's a good man. He loves what he does. He's committed to this institution. His son is in attendance at this institution. That speaks volumes. He has faith in not only what he shares with the public, but his family is taking part of it now. We welcome him during challenging times. Even though he may occasionally get a little tired, get frustrated, not sure how things are going to work out, you can depend on his unwavering commitment to this institution. I know enough about him now to say to you all, especially the faculty and administrators and alumni and the foundation, he is someone who will work with you. It's not about him. It's clear. It's about this place we call SHIP. There could be no stronger testimony than that. And if he lives it, and I believe he will, this place will be better for it. I hope and pray that it continues to get stronger and that, in fact, we welcome more students here and we can provide them with the aspirational behavior that they need so they can go on and be successful. Charles Patterson can do just that. And you've heard a lot about Colleen. She's special too. She's obviously made a commitment to be part of this SHIP experience. That's a dynamic duo. It doesn't get better than that. Valerie and I were honored to serve this place for 24 years. And I couldn't have done it without Valerie's support and help. And it's clear that Colleen is well on that track already. But as I think about and contemplate the future of this place, Right now, I cannot think of a better person than Charles Patterson to take the leadership of this institution. He's been here already a considerable amount of time, and many of you have found him to be very comfortable to work with. Sure, there'll be disagreements. Yes, there will be issues. That's part of higher education. But first and foremost, this place is a family. The stories I shared earlier is a testimony to the fact that those stories will continue. They'll be replicated hundreds and hundreds of times. The Commonwealth will be better for it. The country will be better for it. The world will be better for it. And we are delighted today, Valerie and I, to welcome Charles Patterson and Colleen and Aidan to the Shippensburg University campus. And we wish them all the best. Cherish this place, all of you. It is indeed very special. And thank you for your continuing support.
Thank you, Dr. Sedia. Great words, great words. Now, it is my honor to introduce retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General Leslie C. Smith. Lieutenant General Smith earned a Bachelor of Business Administration and Accounting from Georgia Southern University, a Master of Science in Administration from Central Michigan University, and a Master's of Arts in National Security and Strategic Studies from the National Defense University. Upon graduation from Georgia Southern University, he was commissioned as a field artillery officer and then assigned as a chemical army officer. He's completed chemical officer basic and advanced courses and is a graduate of the Airborne School, the U.S. Army Jump Master School, and the Command and General Staff College. Also, he's a graduate of the National War College. During his career, he served in several staff and command positions. He commanded the 83rd Chemical Battalion and the 3rd Chemical Brigade. He was deployed to the Middle East for Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and also to Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Lieutenant General Smith's final active duty assignment was as the Inspector General of the Army, the first Chemical Corps officer to serve in that position. Lieutenant General Smith currently serves as Vice President for Leadership and Education for the Association of the U.S. Army. He also serves as the W.E. Carter Chair of Leadership at GSU's College of Business, as well as several other corporate boards. We welcome to Shippensburg University General Les Smith.
Good afternoon, everybody. Come on now. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm an Army guy. I'm always fired up. What can you say about Dr. Charles Patterson? A leader, an educator, a mentor, a friend, not only to the Smith family, but to the entire education nation. They gave me a theme, and you know it's dangerous when you give a general a topic and give him time. I'm going to try to stick to time, sir. But we'll get through this. You know, I was looking at Google on my way home last night, and it says leadership is the ability of an individual or a group to guide followers or other members of an organization. I agree with that definition. And I've seen many good leaders and others who sometimes have risen to that occasion. But as a former Inspector General of the Army, I'm here to report to you that Charles does. That Charles does. You know, we have an acronym in the Army. We have a lot of those things. And one of them is called leadership. And I'm going to remember Shippensburg State because I'm thinking about ship. Values are things that soldiers learn because they're the individual beliefs that motivate people to act one way or the other. They also serve as a guide for human behavior. People are predisposed to adopt the values which they have been raised with because they think those values are right, and they become the values of their culture. In the Army, we're looking to help people adopt a core set of values so they understand what is important to the culture of defending the nation. Charles has demonstrated and demonstrates this acronym each day. That first letter is L, which stands for loyalty. That's defined as bearing true faith and allegiance to the U.S. Constitution, the Army, your unit, and other soldiers. While this definition was designed for soldiers, I would posit that Dr. Charles Patterson demonstrates this value, so critical, and has demonstrated since we met in early 2008. He was just arriving at Georgia Southern, and I was recently selected as a general officer. So we were trying to figure this thing out together. I saw him demonstrate this loyalty through the many processes of what it took to grow Georgia Southern from the size it was when he joined in 2008 until he left the school in 2015. He was loyal to his president, and he was loyal to the institution. His loyalty demonstrates leadership. The second acronym is duty. We define duty as fulfilling your obligations. Charles has spent over 20 years in higher education, moving from location to location, taking the job, doing the mission without much fanfare, but leaving each organization and each institution better than he found it. Dr. Patterson demonstrates the concept of duty. Respect. Treat people as they should be treated. Another area where Dr. Patterson has excelled. Even with all the things I knew he was working on, he would always, and still does today, treat people with respect. I can tell you that his entire family does this. And I know that it comes from the great leadership that he's provided each day to you. Selfless service. For the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. As I stated earlier, Charles has put the welfare of the organization he served with above his own, and sometimes even before his family. To move from those locations to accept jobs of greater responsibility might seem cool, but it's tough. And it's tough to move to those different places. Charles and his family even moved to the DMV area to work in support of the national government as Department of Education, which had to be a tough position, but he's excelled at it. And the last thing I want to talk about is honor, integrity, and personal courage. Honor is defined as living up to the Army values. Integrity is being truthful, doing what is right, legally and morally, even when no one's watching. And personal courage is defined as to face fear or danger or adversity, physical or moral. Dr. Patterson has been in education administration or higher education combat. I've seen it. His knowledge, his skills, and his abilities have placed him in the place where he needs to be right now today, leading and developing Shippensburg University. I'd like to close with a story as to why I'm here today, to celebrate this august occasion with Charles. Our youngest daughter was encouraged, some might say cajoled, to attend Georgia Southern. While we could not be there, Charles and his wife Colleen took her, my niece, and many other students under their wing and helped them navigate the process of college life at Georgia Southern, with us living in Missouri where I was serving as a commanding general. That demonstrates leadership. I think one of the reasons why my youngest, Tori, is at medical school today is that she saw Dr. Patterson demonstrate the leadership that she decided to become a doctor herself. So I'm honored and humbled to be here today to participate in this ceremony. Charles has and will continue to demonstrate leadership, both the acronym and the definition each day. Congratulations, President Patterson, and go Raiders.
Thank you, Lieutenant General Smith, and for your service. I'd like to thank all of you that have come forth for extending your official greetings. Shippensburg University is truly blessed to have great support on and off campus since its beginning, and your support, everyone on the stage, everyone out here, for this university and Dr. Patterson is greatly appreciated. And now, a bit of an interlude. We're going to enjoy a performance by the Shippensburg University Concert Choir. awesome. You know, you always have to remember, anyone that's in a singing group like that they didn't just walk on stage and do that. That was hours of preparation for that. And to all those students who blend in this love of singing within their studies and take the time for that, thank you very much. That was wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate the indulgence you gave me today for a little humor on this, but Charles did tell me to keep it a little light. Isn't that correct? He did say that. So I tried to do that. However, we're now getting to the serious part. This is where the hits the fan, because we have to now do the ceremonial things that's going to make him our 18th president. And I'm going to ask first that the mace bearer, Dr. Diane McNichols, come forward and retrieve the mace. So the mace bears the traditional symbol of higher education, the oil lamp along with the official seals of the university and the Commonwealth. It is the symbol of authority of this academic institution and is carried during ceremonial professions. I now ask for Dr. Patterson to come forward. And next, I ask Dr. Dan Greenstein, Chancellor of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education, and Dr. Cynthia Shapiro, Chairwoman of the Board of Governors of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education, also to come forward. And then finally, I ask for Drew Alosi, our Chair of the Shippensburg University Council of Trustees, to approach the podium.
Dr. Patterson, Charles, you have been duly selected to serve as the 18th President of Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania, and it's my privilege as Chancellor of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education to invest you in that office. For our students, it is your charge that the central mission of the university is one that sets it apart as a unique and special place. It must be one that provides an opportunity for students to acquire knowledge and gain skills, that urges them to reach beyond what is ordinary in life, and that instills in them a sense of history. They should understand the basic values and ethics common to our society and have a respect for the rights and dignity of all individuals, an appreciation of human creativity, an analytical and inquiring mind, and the most important thing, a lifetime love of learning. For the State System of Higher Education, I charge you to use your demonstrated qualities of leadership and judgment and personal integrity together with the applied strengths of this university, and to apply these strengths as an officer of this system and as president of this university to advance the level of teaching, research, and public service that will most benefit the citizens of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I now recognize Dr. Cynthia Shapiro, Chairwoman of the Board of Governors for Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, to administer the oath of office.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Thank you. And repeat after me. I, Charles E. Patterson,
I, Charles E. Patterson,
do solemnly pledge to commit faithfully my ideas and efforts to the goals of Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania and to the entire state system of higher education, that they may better serve the individual and common educational endeavors of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you.
I hereby present you with the chain of office, the symbol of office of the President of Shippensburg University.
And now, Dr. Diane McNichols, our mace bearer, hereby presents you with the mace representing the authority of Shippensburg University.
And Charles, by the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, I hereby declare you President of Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania, with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. To all of our assembled guests, we're pleased to present to you the 18th President of Shippensburg University, Dr. Charles E. Patterson.
And just when you think all the speakers were finished, settle in, I have a lot to say. First, what a great day it is to be a Shippensburg University Raider. I want to thank the Board of Governors, our Council of Trustees, our excellent faculty, staff, and students for placing their trust in me. It's an incredible honor to be inaugurated as the 18th President of Shippensburg University. I'm inspired by seeing my colleagues here that I've worked with in Georgia, in Pennsylvania, especially our presidents who have traveled this way. It is an obligation, gentlemen, we know, and I do appreciate you being here. Thank you to Chairwoman Cindy Shapira, Chancellor Dan Greenstein for the opportunity to continue to serve within Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. It's been almost a year and a half since Chancellor Greenstein and our SHIP trustees asked me to visit campus and to consider serving as the interim president at SHIP. And I can honestly say, Chancellor, that it's perhaps one of your finest recommendations, but one of the best decisions that I've ever made. Thank you to all of our speakers for your kind remarks. I and our attendees are truly in the presence of greatness that have, and individuals that have a passion and dedication for SHIP. And today is a special day for me and our son Aiden, and Colleen and our son Aiden, excuse me, and for my family that has traveled many, many miles to be here with us today. Joining me here is my mother Karen, my sister Carla and her husband Michael, my big brother Mike and his wife Lynn and their son Cole. Thank you for being here today to support me, and thank you to all of my friends, families, and colleagues that were unable to be here today but are watching on the live stream. But my personal feelings about an inauguration ceremony are far outweighed by what a presidential inauguration means to a university and its surrounding community. Today is about our university community coming together to celebrate our institutional legacy. It is about recognizing people, place, and mission. That makes SHIP special, as you've heard many of our speakers talk about already. And it's about how we forge our future together. As I reflect on my first year as president, there are areas of notable progress that we have made at SHIP that are worth reflecting upon. We've worked to increase transparency into the office of the president, to further better communications, strengthen the university's emerging governance practices. We have developed an executive leadership team that works collaboratively across divisions for the betterment of the institution, for the betterment of SHIP and its students, faculty, and its stakeholders and its staff. In the coming year, we'll begin competitive searches to fill and refill permanent leadership positions, including the search for a new Vice President for Administration and Finance, which commenced just last week.
We've affirmed to hiring additional faculty and staff positions that ensure course loads can be fulfilled and other critical student support services provided, while also monitoring our sustainability metrics that chart our progress towards a stronger fiscal position for our future. One of my priorities since arriving at SHIP has been to strengthen the trust and the collaboration between Shippensburg University and the Shippensburg University Foundation. And I'm pleased to say that the relationship between the university and the foundation is on very strong footing and becoming stronger. This renewed relationship is also visible among our alumni and donors who are now giving at higher levels than in previous years. The strength of a public university, in many times, is a reflection upon the strength of its affiliated university foundation. And I'm proud to say that our Shippensburg University Foundation continues to outpace its peers and is ranked first among alumni giving, parent giving, unrestricted giving, and private giving that supports our Raider athletics. The foundation is also ranked third in grand total contributions and fourth for corporate contributions. And I'm deeply grateful for all of you who manifest your love and your support of Shippensburg University in a manner that truly impacts the lives of our students and their engagement across campus. Renewed and increased giving by alumni and friends of Shippensburg University is an essential strategy to expanding financial support for our students, our faculty, as well as strengthening the university's overall fiscal resilience and reputation in the years to come. But I will expand on that topic just shortly. Another priority since my arrival has been to change our enrollment trajectory. As an enrollment-dependent institution, our academic programs, our enrollment and retention strategies are not just important to the development of well-prepared students for our region and for the state, but also critically important to our own fiscal health. This fall, we experienced a 5.6% increase in first-time college undergraduate students, and double-digit percent increases in students originating from our contiguous counties. The average GPA of incoming students increased from 3.2 to 3.3. Our second-year graduation rate of students increased by 1%, and graduation rates of our 2018 cohort of graduates increased by 5% over the 2017 cohort. As we look across residency on campus, our occupancy rates of students living and learning on campus also experienced double-digit increases since last fall, with 97% occupancy in suite-style housing and 94% occupancy in our other available campus housing. These data are clear indicators that we have revamped our recruitment and enrollment strategies, and the individual attention provided by our staff and faculty teams are making a significant difference at Shippensburg University. Everyone is making SHIP happen. These accomplishments are not mine to claim, but instead are the work of very, very dedicated teams. Whether you're a faculty or staff member, a student, an alum, a member of our surrounding community, a donor or friend of the university, or the thousands of students currently enrolled or aspiring to be enrolled at Shippensburg University, I commit to leading SHIP and working alongside you as we advance the university's role in serving as the strong regional flagship for higher education. I must take a break. But as we've said, people are what make campuses and our communities more than just grounds, brick, and mortar, and classroom spaces. And it is the interactions among us that create the sense of belonging and connection that is so meaningful. I've shared my SHIP origin story with some, but it bears repeating. As I said earlier, it's been almost a year and a half since Chancellor Greenstein and our trustees asked me to visit campus and maybe considering serving as an interim president. At that time, my work as president of Mansfield University was coming to a close, and I was in the process of being identified as a sole finalist for another presidency in a different state. But Shippensburg happened to be on the way. And so as we drove onto campus, we were met with stunning views, beautiful architecture, all the symbolic resonance that comes from a historic campus complete with manicured grounds. Truly a beautiful place. I completed my final interview, and we stopped again at Ship on the way back to Mansfield. Colleen and I got out of the car, and we walked around, taking in additional corners of campus, perhaps not readily accessible by car, like the academic quad and other areas. And Colleen and I further contemplated the opportunity to serve at Ship as the interim president, knowing there is never a guarantee of permanence in these roles. And as someone who has served as an interim president for a long time before, such situations can be precarious. They can be disruptive to our family dynamics. However, after spending additional time on campus, and most importantly, talking with people we met along the way, our stroll across campus, our decision was reached. I would forego an offer of a permanent presidency for an interim presidency at Ship because I believe this is where I could make the most difference in the lives of students and continue to lead with an open heart. We have not been disappointed in this decision. Colleen and I are dedicated to Ship, but also so is our son Aiden, a sophomore living in Noggle Hall. Colleen and I have seen a transformation in him that perhaps only Ship and not his parents could catalyze. I'm very proud of his progression as a student coming out of a COVID experience in high school, his willingness to take on additional RA responsibilities, and his continued growth as a leader on campus. Keep it up. I am blessed to have a great support network that includes trustees, an executive management team, our union leadership, our student government, the watchkeepers who serve as student advisors to the president, and our many faculty and staff leaders that are compassionately care about Ship. But the one person that truly keeps me moving is Colleen. Now, long ago, as an interim president back in a different state, I was asked to speak on the role of the presidency in campus and community relations. How do presidents impact campus and community relations? Presidents that preceded me at the podium spoke of their spouses serving as kite tails to the ascension of the president, meaning the role of the First Lady is to provide stability, keep the president pointed in the right direction, and sturdy when winds turn strong. When it came to my turn at the podium, I instead described Colleen as a tugboat. Tugboat, and they kind of reacted that way as well. But if you know Colleen, then you also know a tugboat is perhaps the better analogy to describe her, and this is why. Tugboats are small, but strong and powerful, able to maneuver large vessels by pushing or towing them. When a large ship is low on power, ship captains put trust in tugboats to steer them in the right direction. Colleen is my tugboat, strong, relentless, and pushing me in the right direction, even when I am quite resistant. A Shippensburg community leader once asked me if Colleen might consider serving on the Shippensburg Do It board. And I said, let me tell you a story about tugboats. Be careful what you're asking for. My tugboat is strong-willed, relentless, and doesn't like being told, this is the way we've always done it. And I appreciate the story that Drew Alosi, our chair of the trustees, shared with you regarding Colleen's likeness on campus. And it's true, and it doesn't just pervade our campus. One day the chancellor was texting me, and he said, Charles, I hear you're doing a great job. The campus really likes you. And as I'm replying to my text, another text bubble pops up, and he says, but they really love Colleen. True story. So both Colleen and I have embraced our role on campus and in our Ship community. Colleen serves on the Ship Do It board. I was instrumental she was instrumental, absolutely belongs to her, instrumental in bringing back the Shippensburg homecoming parade after a 12-year absence. And it was a great time had by all. I have truly enjoyed my time working with both the community and campus leaders on the Shippensburg Revitalization and Connectivity Plan Committee as we address the revitalization of downtown and blurring the lines between community and campus to create a stronger, more cohesive community where we can all live, learn, and thrive together. And so you may be starting to see a theme emerge: the people, the place, and the mission. As Tony Setti has said, the faculty, the staff, many of you have been here for 10, 20, 30 years. And so if you look at it in that context, while the role of the president is multifaceted, presidents are essentially stewards of institutions. And college campuses are shaped by many other individuals, circumstances, and opportunities that came before us. And as we move forward together during the next phase of Shippensburg University's evolution, we will embrace our history. We will embrace our traditions while also embracing meaningful change that is necessary to ensure that SHIP achieves its mission and emerges stronger. And speaking of history and change, you will notice that we have transitioned away from the use of a single university medallion towards the use of a presidential chain of office to be worn at official occasions requiring the use of regalia. And the chain I am wearing today memorializes the names of each of the 18 principals and presidents that have served Shippensburg University during its 151-year history, as well as the institution's progression and evolution as the Cumberland Valley Normal School, the Shippensburg State Teachers College, Shippensburg State College, and Shippensburg University. In essence, SHIP has continued to evolve and change through its history to meet new and emerging needs of students in the Cumberland Valley and beyond. And I'm grateful to work with our SHIP team, including our interim provost, Nicole Hill, all of our academic deans, members of the executive management team, members of the president's cabinet, faculty and staff directors across many of our departments, centers and institutes, and of course, our SHIP trustees. And we have all been engaged in numerous conversations with our campus community and the elected leadership of our surrounding communities about SHIP and our future, who we are, what we aspire to be as a university. These conversations are helping to shape a shared vision for SHIP and accompanying strategies that will help propel us towards our next decade of growth. Many of these goals and objectives are now codified as part of the Shippensburg University Strategic Plan for 2021 through 2024. The plan was born out of a collaborative process that involved stakeholders across the entire campus community and beyond, and we are deep into its implementation stage. Careful planning and adaptability are increasingly parts of higher education, especially when one considers changing demographics and volatile labor markets, the increasing cost of delivering higher education, expectations of students, and continued questioning of the value of post-secondary education. We, Shippensburg, must rise to meet these challenges head-on and embrace the fact that strategies that might have worked in the past may not work to meet the needs of all students. What transformational strategies will we embrace to advance the mission of the university? Will we let the practices of the past cloud what is possible for the future of Shippensburg University? These are choices, and these are our choices, and our choices alone. We are in a unique position, and SHIP has an incredible combination of advantages. Our students, faculty, and staff are engaged in instruction, service, research, scholarly activities that are on par with major universities across the country. Our faculty are unwavering in their dedication to pedagogical excellence. For example, the Teacher Education Department, with over 480 undergraduates in teacher certification programs, have committed to building community partnerships as part of course-level assignments and experiences. Dr. Claire Jantz, Director of the Center for Land Use and Sustainability, facilitates a wide array of projects by matching our community needs with faculty and student expertise. Dr. Jantz and Dr. Sean Cornell were both the driving force behind SHIP being recognized as a Green Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education, one of only 4 institutions in the country to achieve that recognition. Dr. Liz Fisher launched the Shippensburg Community Resource Coalition a decade ago to provide critical coordination of social services in Shippensburg in an attempt to overcome the complexity of the borough sitting at the intersection between 2 counties, Cumberland and Franklin. And across the last 10 years, SCRC has received over $1 million in grants and was recently awarded a CDC Drug-Free Communities grant for $100,000 renewable over 10 years. and Aiden's soon-to-be favorite professor, Dr. Ali Dagnes, is teaching an honors seminar on Pennsylvania elections this semester. Students created a series of interactive maps with voting data from the 2014-2020 elections. This tool helps with monitoring voting and elections in the state of Pennsylvania, and is a collaboration between Dr. Agnes and Professor Emeritus Janet Smith from Geography and Earth Science. Once a Raider, always a Raider. And with 132 recognized student organizations, our SHIP students are highly engaged, developing their leadership skills both inside and outside of the classroom. We boast 20 PSAC athletic teams, 630 student athletes, 14 club sports with 370 participants, 8 intramural teams with 500 students, 16 fraternities and sororities, and approximately 325 members. And Colleen and I have met them all. Underpinning all this work is a dedicated cadre of staff members. Many serve as the first point of contact involved in outreach and recruitment efforts. Others serve to support retention, wellness, student engagement, housing, and residence life, programming, compliance, facilities, academic support, janitorial services, dining services, and other critically important roles. If not for our dedicated staff, we would not be recognized as the comprehensive and supportive institution we are today. The exemplary work of our dedicated faculty, students, and staff connect us to the theme of people, place, and mission. I thank you all for your dedication to our entire campus community. And as we turn to mission, the fulfillment of our mission requires resources that are critical to our operation. We've recently received a historic reinvestment in the state system by the General Assembly, an increase of $75 million, which equates to an increase of $6.3 million that comes to Shippensburg University. This is a strong indicator that our advocacy efforts to demonstrate the value proposition of public higher education and the impact of Shippensburg University in Pennsylvania are paying off, but our work is not done. I'll be back on the road again as we advocate for an additional $133 million during the upcoming budget cycle. This equates to $21 million to support inflationary funding increases and $112 million to enroll and graduate students in career fields with significant labor shortages. These programs include healthcare, education, engineering, social work, and computer science, and are all areas where SHIP excels or has been developing programs that will help boost enrollment and meet regional needs. And while we advocate for additional funding to support SHIP, we must also continue to make local, institutional level decisions that benefit our long-term sustainability and drive investments towards SHIP's future. We hosted a recent all-hands meeting here at SHIP where we concluded with a call to action that focused on 4 individual actions we must take as a campus community to stabilize our enrollment, support our fiscal health, and advance our academic mission as a university. The first, we must expand our recruitment strategies beyond high school graduates and traditional students. We must all embrace our role in recruitment and retention as our actions and our mindset shape our campus culture and how we interact with others. We all have a role in recruitment, retention, and the success of our students. That is undeniable. The individual interactions we have with students can have a profound effect on their decision to enroll and progress at SHIP. And I'll give you just a small example. There's a number of reasons why I give my personal cell phone number out to students, prospective students, families, and friends during campus visits throughout the year. Primarily, it's a demonstration to the individual student and their family that I am personally invested in their college journey and the success of their student. Often people ask, what kind of texts and calls do you get? Do students really reach out? They do. Some just want to say hello, or sometimes they're curious about something on campus. Other times, students reach out because they're unsure how to access critical campus resources. Are there complaints? Sometimes. But that simply allows me to respond directly to a student, to a family member of a student, a friend of a student, and a further demonstration that our SHIP community is a close-knit and caring community. Number two, we need to boldly complexify how we deliver our academic courses and services, meeting students' degree needs as well as different stages throughout their career and their life. Shippensburg University must be a provider for students' academic and career growth. High school graduates are no longer the majority of students enrolled at most universities and colleges. More students are adult learners, working learners, and students with children and parental responsibilities. We will see this trend continue in the coming years as students who postpone their college pursuits for employment have jobs, but they do not have family-sustaining careers. And to this end, we will invest in programs that align with student demand and workforce needs. We are entering a new era of collaboration at SHIP, with nonprofit and corporate partners building something meaningful and great alongside SHIP together for mutual benefit. As an example, our computer science and engineering programs began to emerge in the early 2000s. Today, SHIP boasts 4 ABET accredited programs: computer science, computer, electrical, and software engineering, and accreditation for civil and mechanical engineering is in process. In 2021, SHIP celebrated the repurposing of the campus steam plant as the home of the School of Engineering, boasting state-of-the-art engineering labs and an eco-friendly and energy-efficient design. And exactly 1 month ago, on September 27th, we celebrated the naming of the Milton and Doreen Morgan School of Engineering and the Milton and Doreen Morgan Engineering Laboratory. This transformational gift by the Morgans will support future generations of SHIP students. It will provide funding to advance student and faculty research in engineering, and will partially fund renovations to Kreiner Hall to co-localize academic assets as we advance interdisciplinary collaborations across entrepreneurship, business, and engineering. With the naming of the Morgan School of Engineering, there is new and renewed interest among our manufacturers in the region to work with SHIP as they seek to address their workforce needs. And we are advocating partnerships with those entities to support our needs here at SHIP. Such opportunities to meet regional demand require investment, intentionality, dedication, and hard work. And we are now at what I would describe as a convergence point in our engineering disciplines, where program accreditation, educational mission, faculty expertise, corporate support, and philanthropic support, like our friends the Morgans, they're coming together to provide synergy within a high-demand, high-visibility discipline that's only offered here at SHIP. In short, our portfolio of engineering is going to be larger and it's going to be stronger. We are beneficiaries realizing the return on investment made by our visionary faculty, staff, and administrators who came before us. Number 3, we must solve our retention challenges and create concrete and purposeful strategies to address them. We must tackle authentically and directly the ways in which we create a sense of inclusion and belonging for all of our students. Today's students require different wraparound services, especially students emerging from a pandemic, and we all play a crucial role in creating an inclusive and supportive campus. In November, Dr. Manny Ruiz, Assistant Vice President of Inclusion and Belonging and the Director of Social Equity, will be holding several open forums discussing the university's recent campus climate survey. And as we continue our efforts to support an inclusive campus, we must take stock of the effectiveness of current strategies to address diversity and inclusion, discrimination and bias, campus engagement, politics, religion, wellness, social belonging, and our overall campus climate, and continue to strive to do better where we identify weaknesses. I hope you'll join Dr. Ruiz on November 2nd as he hosts a launch party for the 2022 PASHE DEI Summit in the Orndorff Theater. And there'll also be a special recognition that will recognize Ms. Diane Jefferson, who is the Director of Multicultural Student Affairs, as a recipient of PASHE's inaugural Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Keepers of the Flame Award. The award recognizes Ms. Dye's significant and historical contributions to creating and promoting diverse, equitable, and inclusive environments that cultivate a sense of belonging. We must, number 4, intentionally update our program array to respond to student demand, to better align with regional workforce needs, meet sustainability metrics, and address our faculty and our staff well-being. It's estimated that the Commonwealth requires 6,000 more credentials per year, which means enrolling some 18,000 more students to meet existing workforce demand. This will come from creating new enrollments and the needs of new emerging markets. In order to grow, we must rise to meet this opportunity. Surrounding companies and industries, again, are calling upon SHIP to help them create a pipeline of well-qualified students to meet their employment needs. We need and must be one of the leading institutions to meet the needs of underserved and adjacent markets in this region. First-generation students, working adults, students with some college but no degree, adults with no credentials, and providing a laddering of educational needs. To do this, we may need to change the way we work so that we can better serve these students. Careful, collaborative change is a choice we must make for the good of SHIP, and we must assess the mix of our programs and pathways, our student support infrastructures, delivery modalities, and where feasible, to create new pathways for student success by sharing of resources with our partner institutions. The choices we made yesterday have led us to where we are today. The choices we make tomorrow will determine our future as an institution. Change comes down to choice. Recognizing who our students are and making the choice to adjust our practices to serve these students. There is not a single person or a single solution that will convert these opportunities into success. Only together, as an institution with no barriers between faculty, staff, and administration, will we be able to move this incredible university forward. And this is an important call to action because we know that this success of our students and the success of our faculty translate into institutional prominence, national recognition, and a supportive campus climate and fulfillment of our institutional mission. During my first meeting with President Emeritus Tony Sedia, he gave me some unsolicited advice. He said, "Love the university, and it will love you back." I do love SHIP, and I love working with every single one of my colleagues. What we do in our lives in service to the university is for the good of the institution and for the good of our students. You've heard that resonated from others who have spoke before me. The steps we take now and in the future must be focused on student success and institutional mission, and I have full confidence in our collective ability to address any known and unforeseen challenges head-on. And speaking of challenges, I'd like to address in more detail the commemorative gift that hopefully you received as you entered the Luhrs Performing Arts Center. You have in your possession a challenge coin. Originating among the ranks of the military, a challenge coin represents proof that you are a member of a unit or served on a specific tour of duty. As its use has expanded into other areas, including academia, a challenge coin may be given to someone to confirm membership in an organization or a group. I received my first challenge coin while visiting Lieutenant General Leslie Smith at Aberdeen Proving Grounds almost 15 years ago. And it was not long after this visit that I implemented the first challenge coin to be used on the campus of Georgia Southern University. And I'm here today as the 18th president of Shippensburg University, reaching out to you to recognize your service, your advocacy, and your dedication to SHIP and to our larger community. On the front, you will find the seal of Shippensburg University. On the back, you will find an historic representation of the cupola that adorns the top of Old Main, inscribed with the words, "We'll be true to you, dear old red and blue." And if you are truly red and blue at heart, you will recognize these words are part of the chorus of our dear alma mater. We'll be true to you, dear old red and blue. It's that simple. Putting the institution and students first. Moving SHIP forward is not about themes, nautical references to waves and ships, staying the course, navigating together, horizons, or something else. Let's be true to ourselves. Be true to the institution. Be open to collaborative change. Change that will allow our dear old red and blue to thrive for generations to come. There's a role in this for everyone. Provost Hill and I solicited your ideas, our faculty and staff ideas and contributions as a follow-up to our first all-hands meeting earlier this month, and we will continue this process in coming months, sharing information received and responses provided in an open and transparent manner. I want recommendations. I want to hear your concerns. I want to hear your voice. Only in this way will we make sure we approach challenges and opportunities from all angles to ensure Shippensburg University's ongoing legacy and our ability to tackle complexities of our current moment in time. We must all be engaged and share our perspectives, innovations, and ideas. And with these opportunities comes great responsibility and the need to move with intentionality. If we are to continue to make progress in creating new student enrollments and meeting the needs of new and emerging student markets, we will need your help. Small businesses and large corporations all around us are excited to be working again with Shippensburg University. Let's not look back 2 or 3 years from now, from today, and realize that we didn't do enough, that we weren't flexible enough, that we didn't set our sights high enough, that we didn't take full advantage of this moment to put SHIP and its students first above everything else. Come with me and join me on this journey. I am confident that we will see Shippensburg University emerge as the mighty flagship it was always destined to be. I want to thank you again for entrusting me with this chance to serve as SHIP's president. I stand in front of you with the same open heart I had when I first accepted the interim presidency and with a deep commitment to continue to lead with an open heart. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all you do for this incredible university, and go SHIP!
Thank you, Dr. Patterson. It reminded me that of the story, and he probably found out my sense of humor at the time. When I was chair of the selection committee for the next president, we were moving toward having, you can all sit down. This isn't that long a story, though. We're all moving toward, going forward with vetting just him instead of a nationwide search. And I pulled him off to the side at an event during that, and I said, Charles, I got to talk to you. I said, there is an internal candidate that really has caught the eye of the committee, and we may have to also vet them. And he said, who's that? I said, Colleen. True story. So, on behalf of all the members of the Shippensburg University family, we do wish you the very best and look forward to your tenure as president. We now ask, and as honored as I am to be part of today's ceremony, I ask that it be many years until we have one of these events again. Can I have an amen, Colleen? So now I will ask you to stand for the singing of the alma mater by the concert choirs. See the last page in your program if you are not familiar with the lyrics of the first verse. And at the conclusion of the alma mater, please remain standing for the benediction by Reverend Bye.
dear old red and blue, dear old red and
We ask for the Creator's blessing upon Dr. Patterson as he continues to do the good work set before him. May he be tireless, seek the common good, and love and nurture the people and community he has been entrusted with. May he attend to his work with integrity, so that what he believes may be what he does. And may we all bring more light, more love, more laughter, truer justice, deeper learning, and wider healing to our university. May that begin today, begin with us, begin here. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Bai, and thank you for everyone attending the inauguration of the 18th president of Shippensburg University. Remember to join us. You're all invited to the Sedia Union building. Did you know they named a building after you? Yeah. It's right across the street for a reception. I'm now going to ask, I know some of you want to get out of here because you probably drank your fill of coffee, but please be seated and remain seated until the entire platform party has recessed. That concludes the ceremony.